there's a lot of margin for error. Some people have described those two arms that you're looking at there as two of the greatest arms this sport has ever seen. Now, that's, of course, up for debate. Nonetheless, Uli Winkler is very dangerous.
Nobody's going to argue about those arms. Those are some cannons that he's carrying there. But we got to look at the detail. And in the back, that's where it really hurts. He's suffering in the lower back.
What's happening, Magnus?
Which are very swollen. They just don't have the separation. And again,
this is definitely for my my Magnusites just watching the Mr. Olympia live. This is what this, who this is for.
You can see the enormous amount of muscle, very thick.
A lot of y'all don't know I've been, if you don't know, I've been a bodybuilding fan for years.
But as he gets compared with the other bodybuilders, he can slowly start to get broken down.
We got Rolly Winkler up here. He's one of my favorites.
By the way, real quick, I want to give a shout out to a lot of our.
He's a beast.
We're from the Florida area.
Here we go.
To come to this event, wanted to watch us but couldn't because of the Hurricane Irma conditions. Our good friend Al Chance, you know, he's at home. He's been checking in, kind of giving us a report. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it here, along with so many other bodybuilding fans. So we're thinking about you guys here in Las Vegas, and now we're going to get a look at Johnny Jackson. Now this is worth mentioning because Johnny Jackson is making, we are told, his final Olympia appearance. One of the great bodybuilders of our era. He's won a
Johnny Jackson's up.
As Bob Chicarella mentioned, regarded as one of the strongest bodybuilders to ever live.
I thought Rolly looked good, but I think Rolly, I've seen Rolly look better.
He's bringing a really nice package here in his final Olympia show.
If he's nothing but
Johnny Jack, he looked good.
The knock on Johnny has always been the lack of thigh sweeps. But those legs can squat damn near 800 pounds. It just doesn't translate.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like one of the strongest bodybuilders out there.
Body, arguably world class. He's got some of the biggest traps in the business and one of the best side chests.
That's true too.
He retired 2 years ago, and somewhere along the line he decided he wanted to come back and compete one more time. He went down and he won a contest to qualify to be here.
I gotta tell you, this is a good Johnny Jackson. There's a lot of thick, dense muscle on that frame. This is not the look of a bodybuilder who's, you know, pushing 50 years old, getting ready to sell off in the sunset. A lot of times you'll see that sort of stringy north-south, up-and-down look on a bodybuilder as he gets up there in age. Johnny looks really good. He's having a very respectable show.
He's like, damn, Tyrone, you got a nice house.
And fitting. I mean, he won the USA overall title to turn pro. This is a guy that he's traveled the globe. He's been all over the place from Africa to Germany, done numerous Arnold Classic championships. And again, you don't get here by luck. Johnny Jackson, even with the deficiencies, the calves are slight, the hamstrings are down, the quads don't have the sweep. He's still able to take out at their peak.
He's lacking in the legs.
Just with so much muscle.
Well, he's competing
hamstrings.
For the 13th time.
Watching Johnny Jack right now.
His career has exactly slipped away. He won a title earlier this year in Toronto. So Johnny is not removed from the taste of victory, and I think he's done himself proud here after 2017 Olympia, his 13th Olympia appearance.
Your next competitor from the United Kingdom, Nathan Diasha.
All right, so we're looking at a former British bodybuilding champion, Nathan Diasha, competed in just his second Olympia.
I'm waiting to see
who really packs a lot of muscle.
Dexter Jackson.
A guy who really, if he can find the formula, has the ability to beat a lot of guys.
Okay, this dude.
The Lu Feng Classic.
He's pretty thorough. I don't remember.
It was out there in Palm Springs. So to get here, you had to win. To get here, didn't do this on points. Took some time off, and he's done some pretty good things. He wanted to add some thickness, and again, his second time out, he's actually better than he was last year, just at first blush. And again, this is a 2-day contest, so what we're looking at right now, typically these guys improve over 24 hours because they dehydrated a little bit, and then they posed a little bit, got the bugs out, and then tomorrow they come back at their
this stream's for everybody that's watching the Mr. Olympia live. Because that basically means y'all watching it with me.
Well, a special shout out to those of you watching us live on the Amazon Prime Video app, which is another very convenient.
Make sure that you watch it on Amazon Prime.
Olympia, and of course, a whole arsenal.
I am Optimus Prime.
Content, and we're so thrilled to have the folks at Amazon Sports Nutrition.
Yeah, homeboy's big. He came in thorough. He did better than Johnny did.
We're going to see all these guys come down. Now we're going to get Lucas Ozdlaville from the Czech Republic come out. He made his pro debut back in 2012, Shawn Ray, and he actually started as an under 212 bodybuilder.
That's right. And
I don't know if it's being streamed on YouTube. It's a possibility, but it's being streamed on Amazon Prime.
That's the one that Kai Green won out there, and of course Brandon Curry's won it. And now he's holding on to that title, which got him here.
It's amazing how dark some of the white dudes can get.
One of the more flexible, one of the nicer looking poses.
Like, his body literally looks like a black dude right now.
That's what he won the Brazil show.
Like, you can see with his head, like, how light he really is. And you know he's actually lighter than that, too.
Areas in terms of the muscle thickness.
I'd love to know. I mean, he didn't have to weigh in because he's doing the open, but I'd love to know. I'd love to know what he.
Wow!
He's the only one that can do that.
How did he fucking do that?
And I think he's like a physique fitness type.
Yo!
Damn. Known for the striations in the glutes. The back needs a
Yo!
little bit meat on the bone.
This dude!
It does look slight by comparison to other bodies.
Hey, that's an impressive shot.
Conditioning is there.
He just made his like the side glutes. He made them like go like this.
Bodybuilders look phenomenal by themselves.
Like we seen dudes like, you know, make their chest like, you know, do those wave motions and shit. We've seen that on Instagram. This dude made his glutes do that. That's crazy.
Along with the panel, will take these their individuals, and then eventually we will see them compare.
I remember seeing Boyer Coe could split his bicep. He could show you the two. He could split his bicep and show it to you.
Beside each other and put through those comparisons. But Lucas should feel very proud about his preparation because it looks like he did just about everything he could do with what he has to work with. Sure.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you can only go so far with what you have. You can't knock the guy, and this is the world's best. The creme de la creme.
I'll tell you this, y'all. Bodybuilders have some of the strongest minds in the world. Just stick to the diets that they stick to and everything. Sometimes I'm like, how in the hell do y'all do it? I mean, some people ask me, well, how the hell do you do water fast? A lot of fails before I actually get it right. Believe that. Yeah, let's see what Phil gonna look like. Most of the guys that I watch, I think Phil's still gonna win.
First, we're gonna get a look at Lionel Bayeki, a guy who, when he came on the scene, Shawn Rhoden,
Lionel looked like Kai a little bit in the face.
2012 Flex Pro. He's had a solid career. Won an event in San Marino a year ago.
Yeah, he does. He looks like Kai Green.
He hasn't necessarily taken that next step that people have been waiting for.
He had a good sniff. He was up there in Brazil against Kai Green.
They just
Kai Green in several poses. He won the San Marino back in December.
Kai is related somewhere along the line.
He's big, round, and he's full. Just has that very thick, we call it elephant skin. He's got to find a way to thin that skin so we can see the details. You can see in the glutes,
elephant
you can see in the
skin.
hamstrings, and the lower back. It's a little bit watery.
I mean, he's solid. He looked like a fucking tank. I know that.
That's going to hurt him as he gets up there against guys like Phil. The back still has this nice little film of water. That should be gone by, at this stage, it should be gone. But I do know that he planned on competing in the spring.
I'm going to definitely have to go to one of these Mr. Olympias again.
I believe it was, and he had to back off his training. So this wasn't a
last year I was at the Mr. Olympia,
run up to this show.
but I had to leave
take a little bit of time off.
and couldn't see the next day where they gave out the awards because I was filming the Vengeance trailer.
And that's going to make it very difficult to compete with guys named Dexter Jackson and Shawn Rhoden and some of these guys who really have mastered the art of getting their physiques ready to peak at exactly the right time. But nonetheless, France should be very proud of their champion, Lionel Bayeki, who comes back here to the Olympia once again.
France had a few good guys. They had the late Serge Nubret, and of course France has been fodder. We can't go without mentioning those guys who both competed on the Olympia stage, and this is the latest Frenchman to come over here and do it once again.
He's good. Dexter Jackson has become one of my favorites. First of all, he acts like one of my boys. He literally talks like my boy Mo. He literally talks like him and acts like him. And the dude's immortal. He's been doing it forever. The longevity's just incredible that he's able to keep up with these younger dudes. And Flexitron's out now. Flexitron's no joke. I like him.
Shawn Rhoden, the question is, what's going to happen when he turns around?
Wow.
Well, and that's the thing. He's not as impressive from the back. And right now, just at first glance, there's a little bit of water hanging on there. He's got to control that midsection. It's just not as ripped as it was. He looks like he's...
I thought he didn't have any hair. He grew all his hair out.
I'm going to call it because he's known to have one of the smaller waistlines.
Good hairline, too. I didn't think he had no hair.
He just had some food, and that stomach needs to come down a little bit. The side chest, he's always good. The slight triceps is what really hurts him. But when he turns around to the back, and this is where this show's won and lost, you think of Lee Haney, you think of Dorian Yates, you think of Ronnie Coleman, and you think of Phil Heath. When you turn around to the rear, you better be ready.
And Shawn Rhoden is a guy who notoriously gets better as the contest goes. So I would caution everyone to kind of hold your judgment and watch how this thing plays.
He's killing it with his legs.
Bodies change over the course of the night. There's also that 24-hour period.
I think Flexicon trying got second last year.
On Saturday night. Now we're Shawn Rhoden. We're getting our first look at the back shots of Shawn Rhoden. That's the one that we knew would have to improve for him to take that next step. So I'll ask you, has it improved?
Well, I mean, not to the degree that Phil Heath is up there with and Dexter Jackson. And again, Shawn says it takes more than just the back, but the lower back especially is a very weak area for Shawn. And again, if he's not razor sharp, and he looks to be a little bit heavier than he was a year ago, and I bet he probably would say that he is.
I'm going to say he does look heavier.
That's going to work in his favor. Again, Dexter could be heavier, and Phil could be heavier.
There's improvements back there, Shawn. This might not be a good enough back shot.
Marcus, you must be new to reaction videos. You must be like literally brand new to reaction videos if you're asking that question.
When we talk about Shawn Rhoden, we're talking about a guy who for 5 years in a row has been top 4 at this contest. This guy's trying to put together a Shawn Ray type of streak of being an elite bodybuilder for a long time.
And he took a 7-year break before he came back and won the North Americans to actually turn pro to take care of his ailing father. So he's had a very good run.
We're getting our first look at Australia's own Josh Lenardowitz, fast becoming one of the most popular bodybuilders on the planet. He is the pride of Australia. He already has 3 pros to his credit. He won just about a month ago in Tampa, and then shortly after that, he stumbled on a horrific, tragic situation when a guy he was living with named Dallas McCarver tragically and unexpectedly died. Almost in his presence. It was
they were roommates.
Thing. Josh
discovered
Dallas and called 911. The story has been well documented. What Josh has endured over the last month is more than any bodybuilder should have to endure preparing for a contest of this magnitude. And Shawn Ray, it is not only remarkable how good Josh looks, but it's even more extraordinary what he's had to go through to get to this point.
And we do know that the mind is the weakest link when it comes down to this level.
You see how hard he was flexing?
Some guys like Brandon Curry left his family for 3 months to go to Kuwait to train, while this guy was battling to keep his friend alive to no avail. He won the Tampa Pro.
You know how people be making fun of dudes flexing going like this?
By the time,
like he was really flexing.
At a funeral service. So it's amazing that he's here. He's not even he's from Australia. So he's been here ever since he won the Tampa Pro and had to do.
I know that was a long ass flight to get here. Woo, coming from Australia.
And by the way, for those of you guys who aren't up on the story, we're talking about a 26-year-old bodybuilder with incredible promise who tragically had his life end just a few short weeks ago, and it was really a situation that rocked the bodybuilding world. So, Josh, we're happy that you could make it to the stage, and of course, our thoughts are with Dallas, his fans, and his family and friends who continue to.
It's on YouTube. Okay.
And it really has cast
Cedric McMillan, I like him too.
This weekend because everybody misses Dallas here.
Got a nice classicness to him.
Dallas, so kudos to him, and that memory will not be long forgotten. And this guy right here, the reigning Arnold Classic champion, Big Mac, the military man, looks like he lost a bit of his polish from the Arnold Classic. Definitely hit his peak back in March. It doesn't translate here in September. However, the lines are there. We talked about Classic and all that good stuff. This is the guy that could easily win this contest if he nailed his condition here in Las Vegas. But I think he's at a disadvantage because I think when he does everything he can in March and he can't hang on here in September.
But let's see how it plays out as the night progresses. Cedric McMillan has become just a real favorite among the fans.
No doubt.
He came on and he was viewed as a legitimate Olympia.
Just because you're a fan favorite doesn't mean you're going to win, though.
True. Cedric has the potential of being great. I don't know if he's going to be good enough tonight to sort of crack through and get to that next level. But if momentum
I think
is such a
he looked
thing,
kind of
he
soft.
is the reigning Arnold Classic champion. If he does come in with some real momentum, people saw that playful onstage presence between he and Arnold Schwarzenegger in Columbus earlier this year. Cedric McMillan always says the right thing. He has a lot of fun up there on that stage, and he seems to really enjoy doing the business of bodybuilding.
He brought Classic back to this level of competition on the open side because he's a big man. He's 6'1", 280 pounds. It's hard to rip it up, and you want to see a guy ripped up on stage.
But I will say this: Cedric McMillan wants to be viewed in that top group as among the world's elite.
He is.
His highest Olympia finishes are 7th and 12th. So a lot of people feel that for him to take that next level, he's got to come here on this stage and he's got to put up.
Right. And it's hard to do when you peak in March. But he looked respectable so far. I can't wait to see him in the comparisons.
Jeff Beckham walking out with some swagger. He, of course,
That's funny, walking out with his hands in front of him like that.
It's not every day that we see a former Team Universe champion here rocking the Olympia stage. How about that?
Not to mention it's his first time. The guy got here on points. He did the business. To get here on points means you got to compete.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
We all know how hard that is. So we don't expect him to be shredded. He is a taller bodybuilder in the lines of Cedric McMillan. You can clearly see the size differences between him and Cedric, the chest most notably. But this is the guy that said, you know what, I'm qualifying, I'm going. This for him is a dream come true regardless of how he places.
And it's so great that you said that, Shawn, because the Olympia, to some guys, it's not just about being here to win a title.
Anybody's watching this, y'all already know what I want to say. I'm fucking leaving it alone right now.
As he looks around, he's pumping up backstage, and he's a few feet from Phil Heath, and he's got Dexter Jackson to his right and Shawn Rhoden to his left. It's an incredible thing, and I'm sure he's taking this thing in, and he and his family are just having a ball.
Yeah, and he said he studied the old school guys. He studied the old posing. He loved Vince Taylor and Flex, and he liked the art of posing as a physique artist. So he's fighting off all those guys, but this sport has taken him to places he never thought imaginable, all the way to Dubai and different countries like Germany and Australia. He did it the hard way. He had to go out there and just keep racking up the points.
Just gonna leave it alone.
He doesn't have to win this to be a winner.
Leave it alone. Gonna be politically correct.
Not to be critical on him, of course. He's run out of a lot of gas earlier in the year. He looked considerably sharper. He's respectively sharp, but he could be a little bit darker. A darker tan will help him. And of course, he's one of the more flexible athletes. And in doing that, you see a lot of areas that he's not complete in.
Well, if you were thinking about walking away to get a snack or take a bathroom break, now is not the time. We're going to get a look at Mamdou Al-Baye. We call him Big Ramy.
You gotta be PC on YouTube now. Big Ramy! Haha! Let's see. He said he was gonna bring it.
Big Ramy for a very obvious reason. He is a massive bodybuilder with extreme proportions, massive quad sweep, insane shoulder to shoulder.
Huge.
He's got it all.
Jesus Christ, man.
He's just loaded with muscle on top of muscle. The bodybuilding world has been waiting for him to put it together. And Shawn, I'm going to let you break down what appears to be the most well-conditioned Big Ramy we've ever seen.
He showed up here at 305. To see him now at 295, he definitely dropped some water. Came all the way from Dubai. It's a very long trip. Training with the Camel crew out there at the Oxygen Gyms under Beta Budai. Working with the legendary trainer Chris Cormier. The thighs are world class. They are huge. He wound up getting here. He won the Kuwait
5'10", 295.
He beat Dexter Jackson.
Jesus, man.
However, he didn't beat
I couldn't imagine carrying that much weight.
All right, now let's break this thing down. This is an impressive Big Ramy.
I'm running in around 215, 220 right now. And I don't like carrying the weight I got. I don't know. And I'm an inch taller than him. 295. And this is shredded.
Got to be afraid to do that again. So I know he moved very cautiously because his quads are so dominant, so powerful, and those hamstrings are a little bit more delicate and fragile. The upper back and the shoulders and the arms, they're all there. You can see that. The lower back still needs a little bit of work, but it's coming.
Is this the best Big Ramy we've seen?
I'm going to reserve that until I see him standing next to the other guys. Right now, I've seen Ramy in person competing in several different competitions. Ramy's a very dangerous bodybuilder. Again, the only person he didn't beat last year was the reigning champion, and that was Phil Heath. He beat everyone else. And, of course, Dexter Jackson beat everyone else. and Shawn Rhoden had a little bite at the apple. So this is going to be one of those things where we got to see them standing next
All
to
y'all, if y'all can't see what I'm watching, make sure you pull in your Amazon Prime, Mr. Olympia 2017, and watch it with me.
Big Ramy we've ever seen. This is a different stage presence than we saw from the far more timid bodybuilder that graced the stage when he was first coming up. So this is the guy who's starting to feel it. He knows what this process is all about. He's getting some swagger, and quite frankly, he has earned it as he looks to challenge Phil Heath tonight in Las Vegas.
And winning will do that. It will give you confidence that you
big motherfucker, man.
Start to get the feedback. Social media, the trainer.
Big motherfucker.
He's got a country on his shoulders that he's bringing over here.
That's true. Big Ramy. It's like Ivan Drago. Got the whole country behind him.
You're going to see a very different physique here when Gerald Williams walks out. That's a tough act to follow, but he's your 2017 California Pro Champ. He was also third.
Cool. Came up on YouTube. Cool. So y'all can watch it with me.
Earlier this year, it was actually.
And for those wondering why I'm not showing it,
team national champion. His arms are
get
really
with the program, y'all.
Like an athlete, a very, very tiny waist, but he doesn't have the Olympia arms. And this is a show where you have to have those arms. He's a little bit slight. This contest is way out of his league, but he got here the way that everybody else has to get here, and that's by winning. Now, that being said, this Olympia experience will transpire to his next competition that he goes after for the paycheck. Being an Olympian is not an easy thing to do. He deserves to be here, but he's got a long way to go to actually be considered a threat. But we saw what Johnny Jackson did. He built a career 1 year at a time, and he's competing in his 13th Olympia. This is a young man. He's got a real job. He does a lot of real-world stuff, and yet he found a way to qualify, picked the right show, and he's here.
Because this is bodybuilding.
Well, Shawn,
and my channel's not about bodybuilding. Why would you expect to be a ton of viewers watching it?
Many, many times, holding the distinction of being a top 5 finisher 12 years in a row. Nobody has ever done that. And it's a real sense of history when we're able to have you along for the ride, and the coverage team, you always do a great job. Give us a sense for what this Olympia has become, because it's taken on so many different changes, so many different forms, and you've kind of seen it every step of the way.
It seems a lot more inclusive. I mean, when I was there, the top 10 guys, everybody seemed to have a bite at the apple. Everyone was a superstar. And here, you got a nice blend of veterans with Dexter and the fresh meat.
Hey, Marcus, I ain't down with that. So you can leave all that shit alone, bro.
Those are guys we'll be talking about 5 years from now when we're not talking about Dexter Jackson. Speaking of older bodybuilders, the Dominican Dominator, this guy's built a career right here on this bodybuilding stage.
What's amazing is, as we look at Victor Martinez, who, by the way, looks much better than he did a year ago.
Vic Martinez!
Let's remember, let's get some perspective. 10 years ago tonight, this is a guy that a lot of people felt won this contest.
I agree.
Yeah,
he did.
A lot of people felt when he showed down with Jay Cutler in 2006.
Yep, he beat Jay Cutler.
He won that title.
He did.
10 years later,
yo, he was sharp, solid. He was no joke that show.
At that Mayhem Pro that I mentioned earlier, and Victor Martinez has done himself and his fans.
He was no joke that show.
And a lot has happened in those 10 years. Victor was sitting in a jail cell on immigration issues for almost 7 or 8 months in the midst of all of that. Came out almost a shell of a man and rebuilt his body. Not only that, but he came the muscle mayhem to get. And so, talk about a guy that's had adversity and just shoved. 7 color is a career ender for some people. This guy.
We try to get to Victor earlier and see if he would give us some kind of sense for how many more years he wants to continue doing this. At this point, he's taking it 1 year at a time. But Brandon Curry is extremely dangerous.
Yep.
250 IFB Pro Bikini competitor Brandy Lever.
I don't know what's wrong with the stream, y'all.
Hours and months away from home doing this. This investment is paying.
Including the Arnold, Australia, and
killing.
Top spot this show.
More muscle on his frame, And mind you, Brandon Curry outweighs him by nearly 30 pounds. And this guy looks. It's going to be interesting to see.
This is a guy that has
a very short arenas midsection. There's not a lot of space between the pecs and the waistline, which makes him look a little boxy at times. Official new. Pecs, nice traps, very well represented tonight.
From the USA, Michael Lockett.
All right, Shawn, we're getting to look at Michael Lockett now. This guy has had a very, very busy year.
Jeez, what the is wrong with my connection?
This year, Chicago and Vancouver, and he is now competing in Las Vegas, where this is a guy who, as he has been a lot of things going for him.
Well, if he picks the right show, right? A lot of bodybuilders have had to experience that.
Me just looking at it.
Hamstring, that separation, that definitely he's showing the world that he's one of the best in the world. But what he's got to do to really stand out is he's got to add more sweeps to the quadricep, more.
How far this whole thing has come. When you start talking about picking apart a physique like this, which is extreme. This is the guy who walks out.
Yeah.
Guys, where a guy like Michael Lockett walks out there, and it's just hard for him to compare at that.
Blade. I was gonna say I knew it was the Blade. The Blade is 5'7".
Victor Martinez being 10 years removed from nearly winning an Olympia title. That's and he is now at this stage, not just.
Go ahead, Dad.
Here, 9 years after he won this thing in 08.
I mean, before in November, I mean, it's just a number as far as he's concerned. The top 6 competitor, no matter what happens on this stage, you just have. Usually, when you get older, you start seeing guys dropping off. Dexter seems
ability to come in and shape almost every time he walks on stage. All the he is what 260 pounds at points throughout this year, and the question is, are you
big? But he looks like Dexter is a study of consistency. He doesn't hit the point where
he stays sharp. That's what they call him, the Blade.
Abs are never going to be what they should be.
Damn, look at them traps.
Way to highlight the traps. Best with what he has to work with, better than anybody.
Mad Max Charles.
USA was in Columbia, put himself on the bottom.
Yeah, he was in Curry in the Australia show before Dallas had some complications. Max looks tired.
Say that, he looks tired.
His stomach is just not there. The detail. Contest, and sometimes you do it because you love it, but at the same time it doesn't physically. And right now, what we're Physique off season, he said his preparation started in December, so he's literally been on one in December, and here we are towards the tail end of September.
Joe Eater's Olympia Fitness and Performance Weekend. We are going through.
I guess he's holding water or something, man.
At our 18 Mr. Olympia competitors, Dan Solomon along with Shawn Rhoden, and then look, champion Phil Heath, and of course all eyes are have come in so far. It's not going to be an easy title for him. It almost becomes a foregone conclusion. Is sort of what we're all waiting for. Now those 3.
Look at William Bonet.
Yeah.
One of the guys won't be there. Will be Max Charles. Again, he just doesn't have the detail. We see him much harder, much more separated.
7 years ago. on to win the Olympia.
Has to work with, and mind you, he didn't wake up and become Mr. Right here in Las Vegas, and he started out. And here he is. So
all right,
far,
back shot.
And again from the back.
Thanks, Dan. I'm here with Breon Ansley. You won.
All right, yeah.
Classic champion. Now you had a strategy.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna get going.
You decided to go and compete.
Maybe I'll come back for the pose down or whatever. Maybe. I don't know, but thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all. Apologize for the lag. Don't know why. I don't know why. Subscribe.